Guys, welcome back to CODEIN. So as continuing the series of C, we have discussed about functions, arrays and everything. So now in today's topic we are going to discuss about pointers. So when we talk about pointers, there could be a number of questions in your mind. Asterisk sign, why do we use a pointer? What is the basic purpose of using a pointer? How we can use pointers? How we use pointers with arrays? Can we use pointers with functions? Like all these kinds of questions will be clear till the end of the video, that how we actually use pointers and what are the working of pointers. Like we have actually need to work with pointers. So guys, if you are new to my channel, please do like it, share it and also subscribe to my channel. I've already posted content on C++, Java, Python and any important questions for your exam. So guys, if you're new to my channel, please do like it, share it and also subscribe it, and please share it as much as possible with your friends. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the video and understand each and everything clearly, concisely and in a fun manner. For learning about pointers, let's just understand one concept, that what is the basic functionality it will perform and how it will perform. So some things that are based upon some memory. So C is designed in such a format as a low level language so that it easily assess memory. So like as you are giving input to the user, while you give input to the user, what you define a scanf statement. So the scanf statement gives the user the address of the variable with the ampersand sign. So you are using the ampersand sign to give the variable address to the user so that it should add the content into that particular memory location. So whenever I'm talking about a memory address, so the memory address is always given as a hexadecimal number. So whenever I'm talking about a hexadecimal number is a system that has a base of 16 and the numbers from 0 to 9, and after that the numbers are from A to F. So in this way it holds the content in the memory, and whenever we want to display some content that is available at which address, we use a percentage X for that particular thing if you want to get that access to that particular memory. So to understand the concept of memory and to use it, so basically what we are using pointers. So whenever I'm talking about pointers, pointers basically means pointing to a particular memory location. So pointer is a very important part of C programming which help us to easily locate the memory locations. So these can be used with arrays, strings and other data structures as well as the other algorithms that are available in C language. So whenever I'm talking about a pointer is a variable that contain the address of another variable. So basically in simple words, when I mean to it, say that it points a particular location assigned to a variable and can directly access that variable. So whenever I'm talking about pointers, it is just used to point that particular variable and can directly access the variable. So whenever I'm using a pointer, so this is the basic intro of using a pointer. First of all, I will write the pointer type, then I will write the identifier with an asterisk sign. So first of all, what is a pointer type? Pointer type is a type of data type, that is the pointer itself. So we can actually give the data type also of the pointer, but it is hexadecimal declaration. So we just define the type of data, means whether it's an integer type, whether it's a float type, whichever type of pointer we want to give. Then the asterisk sign is used to declare the pointer where it appear to the next of the identifier. Means before the identifier, the asterisk sign will be available. That is the way of defining a pointer. So let us understand this whole concept of pointer with the help of an example program, so it will be clear to you that how does a pointer actually works. Understand this with the help of a program. So here you can see I have included the necessary header file that I want to include. Then I've included the int main function. In this int main function, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to define a pointer and also some variables so that to work upon it. So here I have defined first of all a variable, that is int j equals to 50. So first of all, it is a variable which has a value of 50. Then I have defined a pointer, that is star p equals to null. So you must be thinking that why I have defined it over here as null. So whenever I am defining something value as a null to a pointer, that means before holding any value, the pointer must be null. Means it should not hold any value before I'm adding some value into it or pointing to some value into it. Because if I won't make it null, so it will take out the garbage value and point me to that particular thing. So what I have done, I have stored that p is equals to ampersand and j. So basically ampersand and j means the address of j variable is stored into which value, that is p. So here p is the variable only, like we have used over there. So basically it is a pointer. So star p is a pointer. When we want to define this as a pointer, we define it as star p. When we want to use it as a variable, so what we will do, p equals to percentage d. So what we have given in p, we have given the address of j. After that, I'm going to print the address of j. Then I'm going to print the address of the particular number that is available to me. Then I'm going to tell that what is the address of that particular p that contains, and what is the value of j, and what is the value of a. So basically what is happening in this program is that it will show me all the contents that are available into that particular address, what is the memory location of that particular bit is j stored, and what is the ampersand j helping me. Means it is basically what is it is doing, it is giving the reference to the p variable, that this particular j variable is stored at a particular memory location, through which it will point me and just display me the result, and also display me the address of that particular thing. So whenever you can see, whenever I want to print an address, what I have used over here, percentage x. So percentage x is used when I want to print some address. So address is in the form of a hexadecimal format. So whenever I want to print a hexadecimal format, so what I will use, percentage x. In the next case, I've used percentage d for j and the percentage d for p. So when I just want to contain the address, I will use just p. When I want to point that particular variable, I will be using a star. Whenever I want to point something, I will be using a star with it. So when I am going to execute this code, what will actually happen, it will show me the address of that particular variables, the value of that particular variables. So when I am running it, you can see the address is FFF4, then the address is FF4, the value is 50, the p is pointing to value 50. Let's understand another example in which what we are going to use, we are going to change the value and based upon that perform some arithmetic operation. It's not just that pointer will just point that particular value, we can also perform operation on that, and we can change the desired value which we have already included. So here you can see I have defined two variables x and y, in which I have given x as value, y as value, and then I have defined a pointer. So you need to keep in mind in the beginning in saying to you that whenever we are defining a pointer, we need to give it to a null value, so that it does not take any other value, so that it initialized as null. Then we have given the p equals to reference of x. So now what we are going to do in this program, we are basically going to perform some actions on x. So first of all, what I have done here, y equals to star p plus 2. So now I'm not going to do perform action directly on the x variable. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to perform the on the pointer. So y equals to p star p plus 2 I have given over here. So what is this going to do? Then after that, y plus equals to percent star p, and then the semicolon. Then it will add that particular value into the y value whatever it is having. Means when we have added the star p plus 2, so means 5 plus 2 and then the value, and then after that whatever value is included in y, it will be added to the actual value that was already in star p. Now what I am going to do, star p is equals to y. So means every value that is included in y will be included into the star p. Means the value of star p is now been changed. Now what I am going to do, I am just incrementing the star p, that is the pointer I am going to increment over here. Now I am going to just display the desired output. So whenever this thing is being printed, so what I'm going to do, p is pointing to the value. So when I'm going to show the pointing of the value, you need to again keep in mind that whenever I'm pointing that particular value, for the pointing the particular value, I need to use a star p. So when I'm going to use over here star p, so what is the purpose that is all going on over here? So as soon as the value will be incremented, as soon as the value will be used, so what it going to actually have. So what when we are going to run this program, so what is going to happen, that all the contents that were included in x were included in p, so it is working upon that. So here you can see first of all that y will be star p plus 2. So y is assigned a value 7, then y is assigned a value 7. So when the value is 7, now again the star p was 5. So when I'm going to add the star p into it, so it is changing to 12. Now and the pointer I have given the value of y. So now the y value is 12. So whenever I am going to now assign x some value, so the x value will be turned to 12. Means whichever function that we have already performed, now it's changing the value to 12. After that, what I have done, I have incremented the particular star p. So the star p is included in x. So means the reference of the address. So the x will be incremented to 30. So when I'm going to run this code, so you can see the desired output, it will be based upon this only, that p value is pointing to 30. So these were some of the ways through which we were using with pointers and how we were using arithmetic operator. Now similar to that, we can use the pointers with the help of pointing the array elements also. Like as in the previous video I've discussed how we define an array. how we actually work with an array. So if you don't know how to define an array, you can watch my previous videos, and how to work with an array also in my previous video. So in this case, what we are going to use, we are just going to point that particular array, so that the next value that is present in the array is going to print to me. So here I have defined the array first of all, then I have defined a star ptr in which I have given a null value. So now in this program, what we are going to use, we are going to just point the particular things that are available in the array, and we are just going to show that desired output with the help of pointers. So here, as you can see, I have defined the array and then I have defined a pointer. Now whenever I'm using an array, I need to have a for loop also with that. So for that, I have defined that ptr is equals to a. So means every value that is in a will be included in ptr. So here what I have done over here, I is equals to 0, I less than equals to 5, and I plus plus. That is basically for all the array elements, because it is the size is 5 and is incrementing. So whatever value is it in A, it is included in the PTR. So now what I am going to do in the printf statement, star PTR plus I. What does it mean? That as soon as the increment of the value will be changed, like 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, so that value will be passed into the PTR plus I, and will go to the next memory location and just print me that particular element that is present at that memory location. I told you in array also that the first thing that start is from 0 index value. So it is going to run. So whenever I am executing it, so this will be the code and ending with a 0, because we have a perform the things with some of the arrays. We can also similarly perform the pointers with the functions also. So in this program, we are going to use a pointer to point to that particular parameter with the help of passing parameters and passing that value into that parameter. So here I am going to just use a swap program. So this program will also help you understand the swapping of two numbers if you are not clear at what we mean by swapping of two numbers. So I have defined a function over here, void swap int num1 star num1 and star num2, basically pointing it. So if you don't know how to define a function, you can watch my previous videos which I have defined also about functions, like what is a function, how we define a function. So in which I am going to done over here, temporary, in which I have temporary one is number 1, then I have given number 1 is equals to number 2, and temporary 2 equals to number 2 equals to temp. So basically what is going to do, the number 1 will be included into number 2, and the number 2 value will be included into number 1. So means basically the swapping of the two numbers. Like suppose say if we are having a equals to 10, b equals to 20, so the a value will be 20 and b value will be come out to be 10. So when we are coming to the int main program, in the int main program, we will defining some variable in which we will be holding some value. So I defined over here int x equals to 20, int y equals to 100. So now what I want to do, I want to just swap this value. Let x will should have 100, y should have 20. So first I'm going to show you that when I have not swapped this value, so what could be the output that will be printed to me. So for that I'm printfing a statement that x is this and the y value is this, and then I'm going to print that x and y. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the swap function in which I'm going to pass these as parameters. So what I'm going to do after this, I will write swap, basically for calling swap. In bracket I will write percentage x, sorry, I'm saying ampersand x and ampersand y. So ampersand x and ampersand y I have used over here. Then I'm going to print as the statement which will change the value of x and y. So why we pass over here ampersand x and ampersand y? Because it is giving me the reference to the address where the variable is being stored, and with that reference it will point to that particular part, and it will help me swapping the values. So it will basically get a reference, and with the pointer it will just go to that particular variable and swap that value. So when I'm going to run this code, so you can see the desired output, the values of both the content had been changed. X is 20, y is 100, x is 100 and y is 20. I hope you must be clear about the different ways through which we can work with pointers, how we can work with functions with pointers, how we can work with arrays in pointers, and what are the things that we need to keep in mind while working with pointer. So these are some of the key points that you also need to keep in mind while working with pointer: the null initialization, how we can give a essential value variable. Content that I post, please do like it, share it, also subscribe to my channel. I'm also posting content on my Instagram page, the link is in the description, and also you can connect me directly there if you want to ask any doubt, and also you can comment in the comment section, and also post your valuable feedback that how you like the video, how was the content that I'm posting. So guys, if you love the content I post, do like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.